Hey there, welcome to the Mountain of God. My name is Camille. Today is 20th of May 2021. Welcome to video number 30. Today I want to talk about two paths of growth. I want to kind of contemplate on why we need to grow up as a human beings and at the same time grow up as spiritual beings to be able to match these two and see effects of both on us or in our lives and life of others. Let me explain. I've seen so many people who are concentrated on what's happening here on earth. They try to learn to play the game and be good at it. They're able to be successful in their businesses, in their careers. But at the end of the day, when you talk to them, they're missing meaning. And interestingly enough, if you see so many people who were or are wealthy and achieved everything there is, they'll say at the end of the day that money don't matter, success don't matter. What matters is your relationships, time that you spend with your kids, and all of those things which are kind of so valuable that they're priceless, but you cannot kind of value their value, if you know what I mean. They never say that, it would be great to get another $1,000,000, but they will say, I wish I would spend more time with my father, with my grandma, with my kids. That's fascinating. And then you see, there's tons of people who are now obsessed with making money, or obsessed with making business, generational wealth. But at the end of the day, will that be something that has any worth? And at the other spectrum, I see so many people who spend like so many years in this Christian bubble. They are so spiritual. They know every verse in the Bible. They know every parable. They know every theology and every doctrine you can imagine. But they are so flying so high that they have no connection to normal people whatsoever. And you see them quoting verses. You can see them using those phrases, those catchphrases of Christian world, like anything you need in your life is Jesus. You have to look at the cross every day. You've got to bear your cross, or something like this. And you look at them. If you're in this world, you guess what they mean. But when you say something like this to a non-believer, they will say, "What does it even mean?" And most of the people in the church, when you ask them, they won't be able to tell you as well, because there's a disconnect. You're living in a bubble. You're living in this theology enclave, which basically not allowing you, or you just basically are not paying attention to grow up and mature as a person. And that's why at least for me, it's not surprising that this kind of people have no friends outside of the church, because they don't even know how to talk to them. There's tons of people who are, 50, 60, 70. They act like 20. It's even tough to talk to them. It's impossible to have a kind of argument or have a different of opinion, because it just always turns to screaming and argument, and you think, why would that happen if these people are so spiritual? Because you see, you need to grow up in both. You need to be able to see that one of the paths will help the other, or will spark the other one to grow, if you're paying attention to both of them. Because you've got to look at it this way. If you're well grounded in a physical world, but you don't have a perspective of a spiritual world, what is going on, where this whole thing is going, you want to build something that's going to crush and burn, because at the end of the day, you're not going to take anything from this world to the other side. What you will take is your impact on a kingdom, or with the kingdom. So that's why if you're a well successful person in this human life, if you get a perspective, you start growing as a spiritual being, then you start to see that not only your gifts, your talents that you have from the Spirit will help you even more grow your business or grow or expand who you are as a person, but also they'll help you to redirect the energy, redirect this whole experience, so you will be able to build something that will have meaning in eternal life. And the other way around, if you're so spiritual that have no connection to normal people and normal life, if you start growing up as a person, become more mature, more stable, more emotionally stable, then you start to see that it will require from you or your theology to be applicable. You will start to see that, theology is great, but if it doesn't answer to the questions that people have and solve the problems that they have, it's meaningless. That's why you're going to start to see that you start to even require demand from yourselves, your theology to be applicable, your theology to be effective in solving those issues. So that's why, in simple terms, I want to speak to your common sense, to basically be able to allow yourself to grow in both. So you would be a well-successful person with the right context and right goal to everything that you build here on earth. And the other way around, to be a spiritual person that sees how to be a normal, decent human being with ability to communicate, ability to show love, to be patient. So your theology would be able to translate it in normal terms and given to people and help them in a simple life, starting from like being helpful to really bringing power of God and in healing, in prophecy, whatever they need. Because that's exactly what Jesus did. So why wouldn't we do the same thing? So listen, this is what I want you to take from this video. You will be able to help so many people if you just simply allow yourself to grow as a person and as a spiritual being at the same time. When you will be good in playing this game, and people from the world will be able to aspire to be with you, to see someone who is successful in you, and then you'll be able to show that your spiritual side is at the same level of strength, the same level of meaning and common sense, and it really works. When you say that something works in the spirit, it does, because they see you doing that in your real life, and then they see you having the same impact from the spirit into your life and their life, and you can change a lot. It'll change a lot of lives, and it'll help a lot of people. So I just want you to think about it. I just want you to look at your life and kind of observe what is the thing that you need to grow up in. Do you need to be better in who you are as a person, more mature, having more control over yourself, having more control over your emotions? Or maybe you're supposed to be better in your spiritual life. Maybe this is the way that you're supposed to go, spend more time in prayer, more time in kind of learning what does it even mean, who you really are, what gifts or talents you have, so you'll be able to combine these two. Because at the end of the day, your God will never be able to use you if you're lacking human skills or if you're completely useless in a spiritual side. So think about it and do something about it. Because the change will come and you will be able to be a useful tool, and you'll see the victory and changes and impact that will last in eternal life if you do both. If you like this video, like, share, and comment. If you didn't, comment as well. Tell me what you think and what is your experience. And if there's anything you want me to talk about, just give me a shout. I'll be glad to do it for you. That being said, see you tomorrow.